What's going on, guys? It is 4-Minute Friday. So today we're going to be discussing 4 things that all great photos have in common. So let's get started. Have you guys ever just looked at your photos and just felt discouraged and just kind of disheartened? Or have you ever just wondered why your photos aren't as great as the pros? Well, this video is for you if you've ever had that feeling just of So we're going to be talking about the 4 different things that every great photo has in common, and the very first one is an interesting subject. And quite honestly, this is really all as perspective, but you have to like your subject, and it all comes down to the photographer. If you don't find your subject interesting and you don't have the passion for what you're shooting, your photo is going to reflect that, and it's not going to be a good photo. Number 2 is good composition. So basically, you as a photographer need to figure out what you love in the scene, and then you need to compose your image to show that off. So there's a whole bunch of tips and tricks when it comes to composition, and a whole bunch of rules when it comes to composition. That's going to be a different 4-Minute Friday, but just to start you off would be rule of thirds or leading lines. So those are 2 of my favorite that I use quite often. Number 3 is good technique. So you as the photographer need to figure out what is most important in your scene, and then you need to use the technique to really emphasize that subject, so that part of the scene. For example, let's talk about waterfalls. For me, how I like to use good technique is to be slowing down my shutter speed. I'll use a tripod and really get that nice, silky, smooth waterfall. You're taking portraits, and the most important part of that scene is the person. What you want to do is be using a wide aperture, so you're really going to blur out the background, you're going to create this nice bokeh, and you're going to emphasize the person in the image. So really get to know your camera, really get to understand manual mode, learn shutter speed, aperture, and ISO, be able to emphasize what you love, and that's really going to stand out and create a very compelling photo. So number 4, the very last one, and probably one of the most important, is good light. So find the good light. Move your body to actually find that good light. If you're a landscape photographer, or even a outdoor portrait photographer, use the golden hours, use sunrise and sunset. Those are the great times that are going to be creating this soft, beautiful light for you. Really understand light and where the light is coming from, and once you really understand light, your photos are going to it's really going to up your game. So that's it. That's the 4 things, in my opinion, that all great photos have in common. So let's recap. 1, make sure you have an interesting subject and you absolutely love the subject that you're shooting. 2, make sure that you have good composition and use rules of composition in order to emphasize your subject. 3, make sure you have good technique and really use your camera, use manual mode to be able to emphasize the subject and really pinpoint what you're trying to, the story that you're trying to tell in your photograph. And 4, make sure you have good light. Shoot during golden hour, move to natural light, move to the window rather than in the middle of your room. Make sure that you move yourself to find that good light. And those are the things that are going to create a very compelling photo. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it helps you in your photography adventure and learning photography. If you guys have any other ideas of things that will create a compelling photo, don't forget to comment below. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. And if you like this video, give it a big old thumbs up. It really supports my channel. And if you want to see more 4-Minute Friday videos, tips, tricks, and how-tos in photography, click that subscribe button down below. And I will see you guys in my next video.